So Enrique has asked me to share my last ceremony with whoever wants to listen. So I'm just going to explain briefly that my intentions have always been about self-love and just learning to love myself for who I am and as I am, and learning to love my body, and just to clear myself from negativity that I've been carrying around for years and just have never known quite how to deal with it and rid myself of it. So the ceremony was a funny one, and it was split into two very clear and very different halves for me. The first half was all about colours and shapes, and there were lots of frogs and eyes in amongst the shapes that were just spiralling round and round. So I had that phase, and then the intensity and the patterns wore off, and after maybe, I have no idea how long it lasted, but I was back in the room and I felt really sober. So I led there for a little while longer, maybe only 10 minutes or so, and then Marcial, the shaman here, came round and gave me a healing. And during my healing, because I felt very sober at the time, I just in my head was just trying to release this negativity and invite love, more love into my life. And I kept just going over this and over this in my head. And then my healing was finished and I led back down, and then maybe 5-10 minutes later I went into a whole nother trip, which was so different and on a much deeper level. And it started basically with me going into my own body. So my body was lying out like a huge big body, and I was walking through it. And I could see my organs and my womb, and I could see the damage that I'd been doing to myself by not looking after myself properly, from years of smoking and drinking and just living kind of unconsciously. So this was the first little phase, and it was just like teaching me that I needed to look after myself some more. And then, whilst I was wandering through my body, I came across this disgusting, like hideous-looking creature that was really old, and it had a lot of weight with it, and it kind of had chains on it, and it was just really ugly and really old-looking. And I realised that this was my negativity that was inside of me, and that I needed to get it out of my body. And I can't remember, I don't really know how I got it out, but I managed to get it out. And that felt really amazing, and like it was enough for me just to have got it out of my body, and I was happy with that. And so I tried to move on, and she wouldn't let me leave. Like, I kept coming back to this creature. And in the end I realised that I needed to kill it to be rid of it once and for all. I think it's something that's been with myself and with my mother for years and years. So basically I had to face this, and I had to kill it, which was pretty horrific. But it wasn't actually as aggressive as it may seem. But I ended up having to use a baton, because I was in the jungle and there were just trees around and stuff. So I used this baton to kill this creature, and when I was satisfied it was dead, it sounds really horrible, I buried it. And then as I got up from burying it and it was all done, I stood up, and this tree was right in front of me, bright light, all the leaves were really bright, and they just came flooding into my body. And I realised how much space this negativity had been taking up inside of me. And once that was out, there was so much space for this love. And so this love and light came flooding through me and filled me up. And that was basically, that kind of concluded it. I just felt amazing. Felt this whole, oh no, sorry, I missed a bit. So So when this happened, I saw myself almost like a snake, and like my skin, this outer layer of skin, peeled away and was left, and this whole new appreciation came in for my body. And I was curled up then in the fetal position, and just my thoughts went to my parents and how beautiful they are, and that I am their creation, and that's an amazing and a beautiful thing, and I can't disrespect myself. So I had this new love for myself, which I've never had, and it's something that I've longed for so many years. So it was really incredible, and I spent the rest of the night smiling and like brimming full of love, so much so that it took my breath away. And I sort of stroked myself and gave myself a hug, and just saw the beauty within, and saw how precious everything is and how much I need to look after myself. That kind of sums it up, and it's followed on. I mean, for the next few days, I literally just, the love that I felt and the peace that I felt was quite overwhelming. It's been incredible. That's about it.